Hi, my name is Malinda Sarisbiring, the postgraduate student in Magister of Accounting, Faculty of Economics, University of Sumatera Utara, Medan, Indonesia. Last year, World Health Organization conducted research that predicted in 2030 Indonesia will face thousands of deaths each year due to the pollution. Economic improvement over the past 2 centuries also help increase resource use and generate emissions during this period. Furthermore, the researchers believe that the consequences of high global economic growth can easily increase pollution effects more than triple over the next 40 years. This is predicted not only in the developed countries but also in developing countries, in this case, Indonesia. Rules regarding corporate social and environmental disclosures, or we call as CSED in Indonesia, are starting to be concerned since the enactment of Law Number 40 of 2007 concerning limited liability company. Based on the Act, the government issued a government regulation concerning CSED of limited liability company number 47 in 2012. These rules emphasize that every company as a legal subject has social and environmental responsibility. It also explains that social and environmental responsibility must be carried out for companies whose business activities are in the field or related to the natural resources. The agency signaling legitimacy theory and cost-benefit analysis indicate that there may be a positive relationship between firm size and disclosure of information related to social and environmental activities. Firm size is what we use to explain the CSED that the company does in the annual report. In general, large firms will disclose more information than small firms. This is because large firms will face greater political risk compared to the small firms. That's why we hypothesize that there is a positive relationship between firm size and CSED. Capital intensity describes a measure of the amount of capital needed per year of income. Signaling theory suggests that firms which invest in new equipment and technology are likely to perform on their responsibilities and thus will disclose information to avoid negative issue and use the information they are disclosed to send signal to the market. Following the literature, thus we hypothesize there is a negative relationship between capital intensity and CSED. Financial performance describes the company's ability to manage assets and control the resources owned. Companies with high financial performance will encourage managers to provide more detailed information so as to convince investors and creditors of the company's financial performance. It is explained by signaling theory that firms with good financial performance have the incentive to distinguish themselves from less successful firms to raise capital at the lowest possible cost. One way to achieve it is by disclosing information. In this study, we will test the following hypotheses. There is a positive relationship between return on assets and corporate social and environmental disclosure. And the second, there is a positive relationship between net profit margin and corporate social responsibility disclosure. The influence of firm head on environment depends on the profile or operating characteristic of the firm, especially in the case of Indonesia. There is a differences between presentation of CSED in low and high profile firm. It is influenced by Law Number 40 of 2007 about limited liability company. Article 74 concerning corporate social and environmental responsibility. In the Act, publicly traded companies in Indonesia that have an obligation to disclose the practice of social and environmental responsibility are only companies whose fields of business are related to the natural resources, or in this case are in the high profile category. This reinforces that the company profile has a positive relationship on CSED. Following the literature, we hypothesize there is a positive relationship between company profile and corporate social and environmental disclosures. The research data was tested using multiple linear regression analysis to determine the effect of each independent variable on the dependent variable. The following regression equation can be constructed from this hypothesis. The dependent variable in this study is used in the company's annual and sustainability report. CSED is measured using the fourth generation of GRI guidelines, as many as 91 items with 3 dimensions. The first is economics, the second is social, and the last is environmental. The approach to calculating the social and environmental disclosure index, or we call as SEDI, used in a dichotomy approach with a ratio scale. If the firm, each item of social and environmental responsibility in the research instrument is rated 1, if the firm discloses the item in the annual report and is given a value of 0 if the firm doesn't disclose. The score of each item is summed to get the overall SEDI score for each firm. The result and the discussion. Hypothesized testing is done to analyze the relationship among each determinants of CSED, including firm size, capital intensity, return on assets, net profit margins, and company profile in the annual report. The result of the analysis using linear regression are shown in table. There are 3 variables that significantly influence CSED. Variables that have a positive relationship is firm size, while capital intensity and net profit margins have a negative relationship with CSED. Other variables such as return on assets and company profile have no relationship with CSED companies. Conclusion. On the basis of Indonesian companies, this research study gives empirical evidence by reporting that numerous characteristics of each company is determined of CSED. In prior studies on the disclosure of corporate social and environmental, most of the research examined the quality nature of CSED and emphasized was on the dimensions such as content of nature of CSED. This is a broader research study that will hopefully contribute a value to current literature of CSED by studying firm size, capital intensity, return on asset, net profit margin, and company profile as the determinants of CSED. The legitimacy, stakeholders, and accountability theory for the theoretical model of this study was adopted as a foundation of this study to understand the factors that may cause variability in disclosure of corporate social and environmental responsibility. We find that firm size is positively related to CSED. This indicates that large firms are more concerned about the legitimacy of organization, accountability of public and their firm image. As a result, for the expansion of their legitimacy and image to the outside world, larger companies are more likely to agree to validate social and environmental activity practices. More visibility of larger companies attracts great expectation of higher disclosures from regulators, investors, and general public. A negative association of capital intensity with CSED is reported in this study. For the reason explained earlier, overall, the result of this study support the evidence aided in prior literature by reaffirming that in the developing countries like Indonesia, the extent of determinants of CSED is based on firm size, investment, and profit. There are some limitations attached to the result of this study. We use only annual and sustainability report of the companies for data of CSED. But companies also use other sources of disclosing their CSED information such as website, newspaper, or social media. Content analysis was performed by authors, and the same may over some scope of errors in the rating scale due to the human judgment element. We would like to add that it cannot be assumed that companies that do not make any disclosure of their CSED activities are actually guilty of not paying any attention to social and environmental activities at all. Hence, the validity of CSED developed in this research study may not be universal. For future research, researchers should use multiple sources for collecting CSED information. The model used in this study could be replicated in the settings of other developing countries. Future researchers should use primary data for finding the determinants of CSED by conducting a questionnaire survey and interviews with the company's management and board of directors. Researchers can then consider variables such as board diversity, women on board, national cultures, and corporate governance. The government as the authorized party can issue regulation for companies to present CSED with a standard format. Most companies display disclosures in the form of normative and cliché narratives. Indonesia is expected to have standard body for social and environmental responsibility with certain sanctions, especially after the issuance of Law No. 40 concerning limited company in 2007, followed by Government Regulation No. 47 concerning social and environmental responsibility in 2012. This standard is important considering that limited liability companies under the law are required to carry out social and environmental responsibility and disclose them in annual reports. Some companies have adopted standards designed by the Global Reporting Initiative, but still choose to express certain things. I am Banda Aceh sendiri. Thank you.